and gentlemen, I hope you're having a rocking session up until now. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today, for attending this session. And inshallah, I promise you it's going to be a mind-blowing session because we have Mr. Rafiq Aslam, who is the ex-creative director of Zoho. How many of you have heard of Zoho? Awesome. So Zoho was a company that was started in a godown in Velachery, and now it has gone out to the world. And one of the key people who played a role in that was none other than Mr. Rafiq Aslam. So can we have a huge round of applause for him, please? And he executed the journey very beautifully. And so I'm going to pick his brains today and to see what gems he can give us today. So us as entrepreneurs, how many of you are entrepreneurs in the room? Okay, how many of us startups in the room? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, alhamdulillah. So we're going to pick your brain, Rafiq bhai, inshallah, today. But before I start off, I'd like to clarify something with you, if I may. When we talk about advertising and marketing and branding, are they the same thing? Are they different? What is your opinion?
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, vanakkam to everybody. I think this is a very, very important question where most of our founders make mistake and associate wrong metric to measure different things. For example, they invest in print ad and they think it's a branding activity. And they do a branding activity and they expect sign-ups or a purchase, right? They get confused, okay? The moment they put out their logo on something, okay, they think it is both. It should give them the lead. It should also build a brand. That's not the case. That's not how it is. There are two aspects. One is short term, another is long term. Lead generation or demand generation is a short term goal, okay? But brand building exercise is a sort of long term goal. For example, if you are just playing a price game, like if you are selling, if you are thinking of doing if you want to sell biryani for cheap rate, okay, or if you want to sell house for the cheap rate, or if you want to sell clothes for cheap rate, you don't need branding because you are playing a price game. But if you want to play a value game of what kind of difference you're going to make in customers' life, or what is that you want your customers to remember you, then you invest in branding, right? So to make it simple in understanding, I would like to classify business into two T's. One is transaction, another is trust. Okay, so whatever you do, like you have a problem, I sell you a solution or service, I get a payment from it, that's a transaction. It could be booking a cab, booking a hotel, or buying a t-shirt, whatever. That's a transaction, right? There's no long-term relationship between you and me, just a transaction. But if I focus on building a trust, right? I stand for something and I want to be known for that particular thing, right? In the market. It could be about quality, it could be about service, it could be about just empathy towards customers, right? And you create trust over that experience, product experience, you create trust in the market, okay? That is branding, okay? And you cannot win trust, you cannot create trust overnight. It takes time. So to answer your question, advertising is a paid shout out. Hey, I am here. That's your advertising, okay? And marketing is about how do you stitch everything together, like all your sales, marketing, how your customer discover you, your onboarding process, your purchase cycle, customer support, everything is marketing. And branding is about what does your customers say when you're not inside the room. That is important.
It's how you want your customer to see you.
Exactly.
And the value that you provide.
Exactly. That is branding.
That is branding. Okay, super. So, Jazakallah for clarifying that, because we all play this game of advertising, marketing, and branding, not realizing where it all fits in and ties in together. Now, you've worked, Alhamdulillah, you've worked with Zoho on building their brand from when they were, go down in Velachery, right up to taking them to the world. What how do you think storytelling, what role does storytelling play in branding when you were creating that value base for Zoho?
See, again, I would like to answer this using a story. Suppose you are set up your business in Triplicane, right? And you have 50 customers. You know them by their names. And they also know you by your name and what you like and what you don't like, how you look, and whether you are a CSK supporter, Mumbai Indians supporter, they know you, everything, right? You don't have to invest in anything else, okay? Because you know them really well, okay? Imagine you are setting up a Nest shop in Besant Nagar, where people don't know you, okay? You're new to the market. Even though it's Chennai, you're new to the market, okay? So how do you want customers in Besant Nagar to know you? Number one. And imagine you are setting up your business in Chandigarh, which is in a different state, okay? And you don't know the language at all. How do you want your Chandigarh customers to know you? And imagine, Alhamdulillah, you are expanding your business to London. How do your customers want to know you, right? So you cannot be present in all the locations, and you cannot make sure that everybody addresses in the same way, right? There should be a framework, there should be a strategy in saying that, okay, this is what we stand for, this is how I should be known in the market. That is a story. Story in literal meaning is not, like in Tamil we say that kada udriyan kepangala. See, we take the literal meaning and we make fun out of it. Story is not kadai. Story is about how do you articulate yourself, how do you present yourself in the market.
So we went from Chennai to Chandigarh to London
Yeah.
with one business.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the story that the brand
Exactly.
should say, that you get recognized by the value that you provide, whether you're in Chennai or you're in Chandigarh or you're in London, right?
Exactly.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. I know this about you, Rafiq Bhai. You're known to solve complex marketing problems in very unorthodox ways.
Yeah.
Okay? Alhamdulillah. How have you done that? Can you share a story or an example of that with us, please?
Yeah. No, I am from a very middle class family. So in middle class, you have big aspirations, but less resources, right? So how do you achieve that aspiration with minimal resources, right? That's the whole strategy how we approach Zoho also. Now my CEO Sridhar Vembu had a big aspirations, big vision, but he had only limited budget. So I can go back to him, say that if you want to achieve this vision, give me a big budget. I didn't go to him with that. I went up with a solution for that. How can we achieve the same vision with minimal budget, right? So for that, what we did was, this is what, again, most of the companies or big brands do, right? They outsource their marketing to agencies. I'm not against agency model, but in my opinion, okay, unless until you involve your marketing agency into your core business, core part of your business, you cannot expect results that you are expecting, because they actually work with, against your brief, right? So in my opinion, if you know your customer well, if you know your business well, you yourself can execute a campaign. But you are getting a marketing agency help because you believe that you don't know something and they are going to help him. Even they come in with a half-minded idea, and they also they work in a fashion where they apply templates. They have few templates. They apply problem one. I'll apply this template. If this doesn't work out, I'll apply template two. Instead, what I would suggest for the founders is that you should own this game of storytelling in-house, right? This is your business. This is your baby, right? Agency or external guy cannot understand the DNA of your business. How can you actually expect someone to create magic out of it, right? You can actually engage them in executional partners, but not your core strategy partners. So to answer your question, at Zoho, what we did, we built in-house marketing agencies or creative agency, where we handle both communication, media distribution in-house. Right? That gave us control, and as you say, like no, in branding you cannot measure. Some things cannot be measured. You cannot measure how many people saw your billboard, but you can make sure that you place your billboard at the right spot where your target audience cannot miss. I am not putting my billboard in Pondi Bazaar, even though it's a crowded place. That's not a relevant place for me. Instead, I will actually play it on OMR or Nungambakam. These kind of insights you will get only if you know your customers well, right? And you stitch back everything to your strategy. So my advice is to own this problem. Don't outsource this problem to an agency.
So you're saying marketing is essentially the core of the business, one of the fundamental cores of the business. It's not something you do or you give, okay, maybe give it outside after a certain point, but after you've established that this is the message that you want to send across.
Yeah, I mean, if finance is your health of the business, marketing is a growth engine.
Marketing is the growth engine. That's a gem. Yeah? Marketing is the growth engine, finance is the core. Yeah.
Then how can you outsource your growth engine to external guy?
And here is where I think where branding and storytelling also comes in, because it ties into the ethics and the values and the ethos, whether it's the person leading the show or the whole company as a whole, the value system that they operate on. Am I right? That is what eventually builds the brand of the company and the trust, which is the long-term game you mentioned.
Absolutely. See, if you are into a business where flip business where actually invest a few crores and you make profit and you vanish in 10 years, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But if you are for a sustainable business, long-term, right, you want your employees to feel proud of be part of the journey, or you want your partners to be proud of the journey, and you also want to solve one specific problem that you are proud of solving, and you also want your customers to feel proud that okay, I'm actually giving him business, right? So this is a sustainable idea. So if you are into a sustainable business, you have to invest in branding, which has to go back to your roots, go back to your value system, saying that okay, I am going to do this, and I'm never going to do this, right? It's all ties back to the good thing that you want to do.
Can you elaborate that with that kurta concept that you put into Zoho?
That is a very, very unusual way. Okay, I'm sure most of the people would have heard about Zoho, but there are a couple of things that we did at the back end, right, which actually helped us, in a big way, in creating a perception in the market, in saying that okay, this is the most trustable brand, most trustable company, and even more than that, it's a more approachable company. One thing that I believe in any business is not the price. What do you think that puts off a customer? It's not the price. It's a complexity. It's a complexity of approaching someone. It's a complexity of approach, using your product, right? If we can simplify everything, if simplification can become the core part of your strategy, then everything will fall in place. Imagine the kind of audience that WhatsApp built in the market, right? Have you seen WhatsApp advertising big on TV or a billboard? They do some awareness campaign, but simplicity is the core of the strategy that actually increase the adoption of the product, right? That is what we did in Zoho also. We made sure that our pricing is very simple, our product is very simple, onboarding is very simple. So we also made sure that our communication, marketing is also very, very simple. Okay, we don't want to make sure that I mean, these guys are very enterprisey guys, or they are very complex guys. Okay, I mean, I have a need for accounting software, but they looks complex. Let me try Tally. We want to break that. We want to make sure that Zoho is very, very simple, very, very affordable company. Even that goes back to even the logo design. Logo design is a very playful cubes. Okay, I mean, it was strategical decision. So, and we also came up with a campaign saying that made in India, made for the world. Okay. Now you might wonder what does that have to do with accounting software, CRM software that we're building, right? So it was basically to say that, okay, being in India, you can build a sustainable global business. That was one. And when you are actually going and talking about made in India, made for the world, you cannot go do that by wearing a Nike t-shirt and Levi's jeans. That doesn't make sense, right? So you have to be authentic in every way. That's why we came up with the idea of, how can we actually, give our employees kurta, which is a very Indian dress, right? Okay. So we try to simplify every step. We also try to be as authentic as possible in every step. And inshallah, if you follow this, market will reward you. You don't have to try hard, right? Another thing is that I see most of our founders gets obsessed with competition. They get obsessed, they get deviated, they get distracted by competition. In my opinion, I think you should get more obsessed about your customers, not your customers. Because customers can give you more insights and competition will actually confuse you, right? I have never seen any tech company founder or leaders wearing a kurta, right? So we were the only company probably in the world who were doing that.
So it's basically the combination of using storytelling for branding in the long-term gain, but at the same time, if you need to do marketing, you need to have your numbers in place. You need to know your customer really well. You need to know their pain points. You need to be obsessed about them and what solutions are they looking for in order to place your product in a way where you know that it's going to help them solve their problem.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, super. So, which brings me to another question is, you mentioned a little bit about, when we as founders, or solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, when we start up businesses, we usually don't have the convenience of indisposable funds. Yeah. So, what would you recommend for an entrepreneur or a startup or a founder who is, who has a frugal budget? Where would you tell them, in terms of marketing and branding, how would you tell them to invest, a frugal budget? Best way to invest it?
Very good question. In fact, I would answer, another mistake that I see from the founders is that from the day one, their target is very, very broad. They want to go after after everybody and anybody, right? The more narrow your focus is, the more narrow your customer profile is, the more narrow your market is. I think even you can create magic with less marketing budget. So the more narrow your focus is, you can get more insights. You can design or redesign or revamp your product to fit for that particular need. So everything it has to be very narrow focused.
So you're saying nicheify it even more and get right to the root of the...
Exactly. In fact, I was having a conversation with at one of the booth. They are actually launching a new milk brand.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and they were all hyped and they were actually presenting their new product. I asked them one question: how this is going to be different from Arogya, Akshay Kalpa, or Avin? They were answering something, but that was not convincing for me. When market has 10 different options, why do you think they should choose you?
Yeah.
You should have a clear answer for that. So instead of going after all the moms, all the homemakers, okay, is there a way where you can target only a certain market where only child lovers can actually buy your milk? I'm just giving an example. Or someone who is actually only using, drinking milk, as it is, without cooking, without boiling, right? Like this, if you can just drill down on your ideal customer, you can actually gain more insights.
So you're saying
did I answer your question?
Yeah. So you're saying it's good to be a big shark in a small pond rather than a small shark in a big pond.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. But now, coming back to storytelling, in today's day and age, with social media, like we just had a session on influencers a little while ago, using social media and given the short 3-second time span that we have, How would you recommend, especially for entrepreneurs and founders here, how would you recommend that we use the power of storytelling on social media? Because I think a lot of, it's imperative that all of us be on social media in this day and age. So how do we adopt the power of storytelling on this platform?
I think my answer is going to shock you. In my opinion, getting attention is very, very cheap. Creating belief system is very, very tough. So whatever you do, I think you should focus on creating a belief system, trust in the market. Whether you're doing a print ad or a billboard ad or Instagram, whatever it is, right? Okay, it should tie back to know how can I actually create trust in the market, not just get someone's attention. Getting someone's attention is easy.
Yeah, not just a thumbs up or a like or a heart or whatever, right?
Yeah.
See, and I think he's tapped into something very deep, which is the authenticity, where it's your belief system.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, I think that actually. See, in my opinion, you take any category. I mean, you can find just maybe one or two leaders playing the value game. Rest are just playing the price game. Okay, so again, if you're just playing the price game and if you have pressure on creating more revenue, more sales, or more demand per quarter, obviously you'll go for the attention seeking campaigns, right? But if you're just focusing on value system, value based revenue, you will not actually focus more on marketing, but you will be focusing on more on product quality. How can I improve this product quality? How can I actually add more benefit in the product that can actually appeal to a certain category of people in the market, okay? And I'm going to build my trust system based on that small segment, and I'm going to just make that compound, make that amplify using marketing, whatever, okay? We don't do that. We don't get into improving our product quality or offerings, adding value to the customers, but instead we focus on creating more attention engagement. I think it again goes back to the basics that, okay, how good your product is,
correct,
what is the differentiating value your product has. And see, marketing is not an extended arm. Marketing is an integrated system of your business, right? Marketing is not that I build this product and get someone and give them 10 crores to build a brand or build a... That doesn't work like that. You might have, Oppo and like how much Oppo or Vivo was spending in Vivo and the IPL season? 300 crores. Where are they now?
Advertising.
Where are they now? Right? See, market only recognizes people who add value in customers' life. Right? So, as this UEF always encourages people to get back to the value system, right? Be true to yourself, right? Try to provide good quality, high quality to your customers. It could be a small thing, right? And then try to communicate that value system in a most authentic voice. Forget about how much likes or how much comments or what is getting, okay? That will eventually happen. Marketing is just after effect of your product quality.
So I'm glad you brought up this concept of value system and the UEF, because the UEF is a platform, where entrepreneurs, founders, business people, investors, all come together. And the backbone of UEF is the good economy. Can you tell us a little bit about the good economy, please?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Arjuman. In fact, a good economy, I mean, as Ahmad Buhari Bhai said, right, good economy is the core essence of building 4 trillion, 4 trillion. It's not just about chasing the numbers. It's not how you reach some point. It's about how you reach that point. What value system you are actually reaching that point, okay? Are you respecting your people? Are you respecting your customers, right? And how ethical your finance is, right? All this put together will actually power your economy, okay? And in general, marketers and salespeople are not respected. You know why? Because customers feel they are liars, okay? So, can we change that? Only you guys can change that by saying the truth. I, in fact, recall my father used to say, okay, I mean, we used to have a small footwear shop in West Mambalam, okay, and I used to attend my customers and stuff like that. So when I used to attend the customers, he'll say, "Evlo naal varun kepanga." Okay, I said, "No, idu varsha varun sir." Then my 3 months thaan varun ninga appa solluvar. I was shocked. போனதுக்கப்புறம் கேட்பேன், ஏன் ஒரு வருஷம் சந்தோஷமாக வாங்கிட்டு போவாங்கன்னா வேணாம் அப்படி சொல்லக்கூடாது, அது 3 மாதம் தான் சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னாங்க. ஐ டென்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தென். பட் என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா ஈவன் நவ் 25-30 இயர் கஸ்டமர்லாம் இன்னும் கீப் கம்மிங் டு அ ஸ்டோர் because he stood by what he said.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't want extra customer or extra money, extra revenue out of lying to the customer, right?
That was his value system.
Exactly,
so he stood
exactly,
by it.
exactly.
And that's what gave him the customers, the repeated customers over and over again.
Can we do this in our business right now, in digital media? Obviously we can. I would like to tell one story, interesting story. I was in Dubai last week. There's one developer called Azizi Developments. Okay, I'm sure you would have heard about it. Okay, in 2008 financial crisis in Dubai. Okay, market crashed. Okay, and there were chaos. Many people have invested billions of dirhams in the company, and all the developers were actually backing and delaying, and some were even sending legal notice to customers. Right? Okay. You know what Azizi developers did? They refunded the deposits. It was to billion dirhams. Okay. And market, thought this guy Azizi was crazy.
He had gone mad.
He got mad. But I was there last week. Even today, people recall that Azizi developer stood by his value system. Okay. He refunded the amount of the customers. You know what he's doing now? He's actually building the second largest tower in Dubai, okay, in next to Burj Khalifa, and he has expanded to business in oil and gas and petroleum and several. He's a $1 billion company now. Okay, so no matter how small you are, how big you are, that doesn't care. It's all. What is that you want to believe? What is that you want to give back to the world, right? How do you want to make change in the world, right? As a marketer, I should feel that, okay, I did my justice. I never lied. I never actually oversold. If this water bottle can stand, do something, I'll just communicate this. I don't want to oversell by the pressure of competition. And I must say that I was blessed to work with a company like Zoho and with Sridhar Vembu. Okay. We always used to brainstorm a lot of this ethical, philosophical topics. I think every businessman should be a philosopher. Business and philosophy are actually interlinked. You cannot actually remove philosophy and just go up. Those are the guys who will just be changing financial numbers. If you don't have philosophy, you don't have ethics, you don't have values, you are changing the wrong numbers.
Which brings me, sir, shall we have some fun with the audience, Rafiq bhai?
Oh, sure.
Yeah? Since we're talking about brands and we're talking about core values and we're talking about belief systems, let's see if they can identify, let's put out a word there and let's see if they can identify a brand which stays true to that word. Shall we do that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, audience, are you ready? Okay, I'm going to throw out some words. Just shout out the brands, okay? Luxury. Apple. What else? Mercedes. So we have a phone and we have a car. What else? Luxury. Rolex. We have a watch. What about class? Rolls Royce. Oh wow, Rolls Royce. Okay, we have cars. What about other brands? Only cars signify class? What else? Sorry? Louis Vuitton. Yes, Louis Vuitton. Okay. Superb. Class. What about safety? Volvo. Yeah, because
Again,
of that.
cars. I think we should ban cars. Ambassador. That's a good answer.
Which one?
Ambassador.
Ambassador. Safety. Yeah, nothing happens when it... which brand is the epitome of trust? UEF, mashallah.
Tata, yeah.
Tata.
UEF, yeah, UEF. Yeah.
Yeah, Brother Sharif said UEF, Alhamdulillah. What else? Epitome of trust. Ladies, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs.
Sorry? Hermes, okay.
Which one?
Hermes.
Hermes. Okay. What about ethics? Tata. What about, what else? What other words are there?
I think this is fine. Okay. I would like to tie this exercise with a line. Okay. So now she threw words and you actually gave back brands. Okay. So did you ever imagine any of the ads while saying that? You said Tata for trust. Did you recall any of that ad? Exactly. Okay, when you said ambassador, you never recalled ambassador ads, right? So
It was
ads,
the
marketing is an extension of the product experience, right? Another example is a Dove soap, which is a brilliant case study in how a product experience can change or probably create a new category by itself. So until Dove launched the Real Beauty campaign, all the soaps were actually selling the same language, saying that okay, most of the people are actually not good looking, okay, and you have to use this soap
To become pretty.
become pretty, okay. They always instill in this thought that okay, I am not beautiful, and they are selling their product, okay. But Dove changed a different thing. Dove said that you are already beautiful. That's it. Now, if I'm already beautiful, why should I buy a product? The thing is that they actually kindle the psychology, hold the psychology saying that, okay, it's not about selling something, it's about how do I take customer into my space, or how do I place my product into customer's mind.
They targeted the belief system of the customer.
They made customers belong.
Yeah.
They made such a way that this product understands my belief system.
Right.
And
They went straight for the
and
belief.
the sales skyrocketed 700%.
So then it is well, psychology does play a part in it, because if you involve emotion and if you involve the belief system, then people tend to be more attracted to it. It was all the experience with the products that the people had for which they remembered the product, right? Because it gave them a certain image, a certain trust, a certain belief in their mind that, okay, ambassador, safety. Because I've had that experience with ambassador, or whatever it may be. But so how do you marry the power of storytelling? One timeless piece of advice that you could give us on marrying the power of storytelling and branding, so that we can take our journey to the next level as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or founders or whatever it may be.
I think one piece of advice is that I think as a founders, you should actually spend more time with the marketing team as you are actually spending with your finance team. Okay, you should have a quarterly brainstorming session with your marketing team in such a way that okay, we launched this message last quarter. How did this resonate with the market? What was the reaction? Not just engagement metrics. How did audience react to the certain messaging? Or does this message really reflect my value system? Okay, so just by don't get frightened saying that okay, this guy has turned to be a philosopher and talking about value system and all, but I am actually starving today. Okay, give me ideas, how can I increase revenue? Okay, of course marketing business is about generating revenue. So for that, I would actually, one piece of advice is that don't go very broad. Okay, pick one niche inside a niche. Okay, just focus on that. Refine your product. Okay, don't do any marketing. Even just 10 customers, just focus on your 10 customers and make sure that they are really, really happy with your product. Okay, and then take those, give the tools for those 10 customers so that they can actually go and spread the word. In fact, India is a very slow trust nation. We don't trust people that easily. But once we start trusting people, we become very loyal. Okay, We not only bring our friends, we also convince our in-laws to buy the product, all the neighbors. So initial first, how do you cross that 1 or 2 years is the very, very crucial. If you can get your product right, quality right, and messaging right, then rest will follow, inshallah.
Yeah, you just answered my next question. I was going to ask you what are the 3 things you would recommend that we do immediately to build a brand, to start building a brand, the 3 things.
No, have this high level thought, instead of actually just revenue or lead generation, have a high level thought that how am I going to create trust in the market? So that should be your step 1. If you actually keep trust above everything, your product quality will improve, okay, your communication will improve, and even your employee
Retention rate.
retention, everything will actually improve, and market will reward you.
So basically, look at the long-term vision, the long-term goal of branding and getting a product in the market, as opposed to, yeah, I'm here, I'm going to make my money and leave.
Absolutely,
That's just,
absolutely. I mean, we already have thousands of biryani stores.
yeah, but what makes my biryani stand
My
out?
biryani special.
Ultimate example, right? Biryani.
Yeah. I mean, who cares? Who cares if you exist or if you die tomorrow? Nobody cares, right? I mean, so if you get into marketing, make sure that you have a differentiating thing.
Yeah,
in
and
your
I think they've done this with biryani now. They make it out of that jeerakamba rice, right? Which is to make it stand out.
I
and it
think
becomes
you're
different.
making people feel hungry now.
Okay. One last question, Rafiq bhai. Why do brands with heart outlive brands with hype?
That's a very good question. In fact, I would actually answer in a different way. In fact, most people assume or have a perception that branding is an expensive exercise.
Activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you do branding properly, okay, it can actually bring down your marketing costs significantly down. You can even make your marketing budget to 0. But people will still remember you, people will still come to you. And you'll have a repeat of customers. Okay. And branding cannot be done by just transactions. Like, no, you have this problem, I give you this solution. That cannot happen that way. Okay. It has to connect with the audience at the emotional level, at the heart level, right? How do you communicate your value, your product benefits to the customers at the very emotional level? If you go to, I'm sure everybody would have actually flew Emirates, right?
Jazakallah khair, brother Rafiq and
Bhai, we can't hear you.
Arjuman and sister. The question to you is...
Question to me.
No, question,
okay.
question to brother Rafiq. How value the brand name? So in terms of if I go back to Zogo, initially he started with Wembu Systems, then later on he changed it to AdvanNet, then later on to Zogo. So how do I see that whether my brand name is the right one, or should I go and change
That's
it?
important. Brand name, logo, important. Nobody cares. Okay. Maybe a branding agency might have sold that idea. That's not all important. Okay. Easy to remember, simple and the but what is that you actually instill into it? That's what matters. You take Shoba developers in Dubai. Shoba is a household name. Shoba, Mala, Geeta, household name. But see the kind of premium brand that I have built with that very household name. It's not about logo, it's not about the name, it's about what is that you actually instilling into it. That's very important.
Got it. Thank you so much.
And I have an enterprise named Story Carpet where we work with children and adults in terms of creative writing, public speaking, and all that we teach. So I am building again in LinkedIn and also Instagram. So I think that communication is the main core context of, because see, when we do creative writing, when we do storytelling, also public speaking, on all of that, I see what is going to be the thing that I have to project to the audience. So is my assumption right? Communication to be the core context of sharing to the audience, is that right? Or
Communication, in my opinion, communication comes at the second stage.
okay.
First stage is research. What is the topic? What is the insights that you're going to put out in your article? That's very important.
Okay. So what is that I'm going to give as an,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
what's
if you are putting out a 3 minutes article for on LinkedIn, if I'm publishing a 3-minute article out of LinkedIn, so I can enjoy the the English, I can enjoy the the flow of the content. But what is that I'm going to get out of after 3 minutes? The insights.
okay.
Okay,
The value.
the
out of
value,
that.
the core message, right? That's very important.
Okay. And I think that's the same thing that I can follow even in Instagram.
Absolutely,
Doesn't
absolutely,
matter.
absolutely.
Okay. Whether it's video or an
Yeah,
article,
yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
வெரி சிம்பிள். எல்லாருமே நாங்க தான் பெஸ்ட் ப்ராடக்ட்ன்றாங்க, எல்லாருமே நாங்க தான் பெஸ்ட் குவாலிட்டின்றாங்க, எல்லாமே நாங்க தான் பெஸ்ட் வேர்ல்ட் கிளாஸ் சர்வீஸ்ன்றாங்க. போத்தீஸும் சொல்றாங்க, இந்தியன் டெரேனும் சொல்றாங்க, நாங்களும் சொல்றோம், எல்லாருமே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. How do you differentiate in a market which is like pretty red ocean? It's very crowded. What do you do? Because escaping to a blue ocean is there, but how do you differentiate? How do you come out with a new strategy? Please explain this, especially for the retail perspective.
இல்ல இது வந்து ரொம்ப டஃப்பான क्वेश्चन and I seriously don't have that experience, but நான் சொல்றது ரிலேட்டடா இருக்கான்னு பாருங்க. So again, as you said, like if you want to target very broad set of customers na வந்து one thing is you'll not have insights, you'll not have knowledge about all the customer profiles. For example, tata, party, appa, amma, எல்லா ஃபேமிலி 7 பேர் இருக்காங்க, 7 பேர்த்தோட ப்ரொஃபைலில் யூ நாட் ஹேவ் ஐடியா. ஓகே, பட் இஃப் யூ டார்கெட் ஒன் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் ப்ரொஃபைல்னா வந்து மேபி மேல் எடுத்துங்க. மேலே எடுத்தாலும் வந்து அங்கிள் ஆர் வந்து ஐ மீன் 50+, 40+, 30+, ஆர் 20+, யூ கேன் ஆக்சுவலி செக்ரிகேட். 30+ எடுத்தாலுமே வந்து வெதர் இன்னும் செக்மெண்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா பாருங்கள். லைக் காலேஜ் ட்ராப் அவுட்டா ஆர் வந்து இப்போ ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்களா, ஜாப் போயிருக்காங்க, அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணி the more narrow you are, you can actually offer better product, better experience, over point. And இன்னொன்று எப்போவுமே வந்து don't compete with price, in my opinion. Price எல்லாம் வந்து அது அவுடேட்டடான விஷயம். It not help you in the long run. Product quality and இது வச்சு பார்க்க போன வந்து அந்த variety like that you offer probably could actually help you in some ways.
And also differentiation factor.
Differentiation factor. ஆமாம். அதே மாதிரி வந்து நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு வந்து இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் ரீல்ஸ் இஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி மோஸ்ட் இதில் அங்கே வந்து யூனிக்கான விஷயங்கள் ஏதாவது பண்ண முடியுமான்னு பாருங்கள். ஓகே,
much for moderating the session. A big round of applause, please. So the end of the session, I want everyone to clap. Your round of applause is for Rafiq Aslam. Thank you so much for making it for us today. So we wanted to stay back, listen to the music as well. Thank you so much for joining us. See you all tomorrow in yet another beautiful session. This is Deepti saying bye-bye. Thank you.